Hello and welcome to another episode of Live with Pete Lombard. I am live, we're live on the air with Mike Infantino. Welcome to the show, Mike. How are you doing?
Good, thank you.
Good. It's about time we got you on the show here. We've been on the air for a couple of years, and I know you've been a busy guy because you got the cruise ship and the, well, not the cruise ship, but the tour boat.
Tour boats.
Well, it's a cruise ship sometimes too, isn't it?
Ferry service.
And you've got the band and everything else. But before we get into this, we're going to talk about seals and Captain Kidd and what actually is swimming out there. There are seals actually in the Thimble Islands. Is that correct?
Gray and harbor seals, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Usually early winter, February, March is the prime month. For us that we see, the most seals are there in March.
They actually come into the Thimble Islands?
Yeah, right on the outside of the reef areas, yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you do tours and so forth. We're talking about that.
Yeah, we've been very lucky. Every time we've gone out, we've seen quite a few seals.
Now, and there's lots of birds of prey out there, osprey and so forth. You see them coming down.
The osprey are coming. They're coming back stronger and stronger. We've noticed this one nest that we point out all the time. 2 osprey are there constantly all this past summer.
We were recently up on the Branford Green, and they had something called Family Day. And this gentleman from New York, up on the Hudson River, had thrown, or he had brought down some raptors, all different types of birds. And we've got a film coming up to be about a 1-hour show, but we've got some footage of this incredible owl. It's the world's largest owl. I forgot what the name of it is, but do we have that footage? Can we go to that?
I'd like to see that.
We'll take a look at this. Here he is. Okay, he's landing right there.
Oh boy. Good job.
And it looks like he's munching on the guy's nose there, but it's actually a piece of chicken. But anyway, we've got all kinds of birds and hedgehogs and pythons and boa constrictors, and it's going to be a 1-hour special we got coming up, and that's going to be in a couple of weeks. Yes, and our intern Tom Simjim's going to be putting that together. Yeah. So tell me, how did you start the SEAL tour?
The SEAL tour, just listening to people talk about seals coming into the area. We heard about Mystic finding seals and people finding seals on the beaches, and then, of course, they were doing these warnings to keep people away, and we finally started taking rides out, and there they were, sitting on the reefs, and it was a while. It was a while to find how to approach them without scaring them off. Very skittish. We had to really go slow, and at first we didn't. We tried to go right up to them, and they'd just scurry off the rocks and into the water. So we finally got a system down now where we approach the seals very, very slowly. In fact, it takes us almost 20 minutes out to come into the reef areas, approach them very slowly, and then we keep about 1,000 feet away, sometimes a little less than that, maybe half that sometimes, but we don't go any closer. As soon as we know we're going to scare them, we stop and move away.
Now, I noticed you had taken Scott Tucker and that whole crew out on your boat recently, and Scott, of course, has got one of the best shows on public TV, and he approached you, and I guess this is part of this grant that he got for the state of Connecticut.
Yes,
and
he got a state grant, and he was very excited. We were excited to have him on board. I thought he got some great footage on this particular ride that we took. It was a great day, and seals were just all over the place.
And you brought some of that footage with you today?
Yes, we did.
Okay, yes. And we got Scott Tucker. We got Scott Tucker's permission, of course, and he's a good guy. He said yes, and he's going to let us see it.
Oh, good.
I guess we're still kind of looking for that. Okay, I guess it was Faulkner's Island where you saw the seals?
Yes, we started out at Cobble Rocks and went out to Faulkner's, and I think that's where he got his best footage, was right.
Did he jump in the water and swim with them?
Goose Island. No, he didn't.
He didn't?
It was a little cold. It was March.
That wouldn't stop Scott at all. Nothing stops Scott. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, he's an adventurous type of guy.
He's out in November in the woods, but here's the footage right here.
Oh, great.
Now, this is where?
Yeah, this is Faulkner's Island. This is Goose Island.
Okay.
And that is Scott.
There's Scott right there.
And as you can see, we had quite a few people on board, and there are the seals.
Finally, we're close enough to the
couple of large ones out there. I dare say around 600 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah, the average seal is about 250 to 300 pounds. Gray and harbor seals.
Looks like you have an all-star cast on that boat. I saw Senator Ed Meyer there.
Yes, Senator Meyer was on board. Had a very nice chat with him.
This is Faulkner's in the background. There they are lounging.
That was a great shot.
Now, where do they go in the summertime? What do they go up to Maine to?
Yeah, they head up the coast, Maine, Greenland, Newfoundland, up in that area. You can see how they sun themselves on the rocks. They're drying off. That is their resting period, and that's why we try not to disturb them. There's a lot of boaters in the area that don't realize that and try and get too close to them, but that is their resting time.
Yeah, I saw Abigail White there. She's one of our producers and directors, and she works out in Madison, so she was on that tour too. But there's a great helicopter shot. Anyway, you can catch the whole show on Expedition New England, and I want to thank Scott Tucker personally for letting us use that particular video. Yeah. We could probably open up the phone lines. Now, tell me, your Uncle Matt back in 1960 had this boat.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Did you work there as a first mate, as it will, or did you work on the boat at all?
I really didn't work with him in the 60s. I'd ride with him once in a while. His partner at that time was Don Fisher. Don Fisher was the narrator, and he narrated all the tours while Uncle Matt drove the boat.
Did he stretch the truth?
And I think in that business you have to stretch the truth a little bit.
It depends on how much rum they have, huh?
There's so much history and so much folklore to tell.
Because Captain Carter told the story different every time. No two tours were the same, were they?
I never rode with Captain Carter, but that's what I hear. I mean, over the years we've gone into more of a historical tour, trying to give some factual tour bits and stuff. But yeah, you stretch it a little bit here and there, and you have fun with it. That's the main thing, is to have fun and have it passed on.
Okay, so we've got one fact that, yes, you're swimming with the seals if you're swimming in the wintertime in Long Island Sound. Yes. Now, the second thing, did Captain Kidd really bury his treasure, or did he really hang out in the Thimble Islands? Now, true or false?
You see, that's the question everybody wants answered.
We want to know where the booty is.
If we answer that question, it might slow our tourism down, so we don't want to do that.
Okay. Phone lines are open at 483-8507. My special guest is Captain Mike Infantino. Now, what's the name of your boat?
The Sea Mist.
It is the Sea Mist, yes. And you have a website which is thimbleislandcruise.com, and that'll tell you the time and the tides and the temperature of the water, and it's got all kinds of fun links to the...
should give you all the information you need to take a tour.
Right, so you don't have to take the tour. You just go to the website, and it's just as good, isn't it? No, it's not. You know what? It's a bargain.
I think it's more colorful on the boat.
It is. It's a lot of fun just to get out there, and I try to get out there 2 or 3 times every single summer, or whenever I have a visitor from out of town. We jump on the boat, and so Captain Kidd, we're not going to say if that's true or false. Have there ever been any doubloons found?
Well, yes, from people that I've known. Well, Dick Howdy used to run the service there years ago. Found this wedding ring that unfolded. When unfolded, was 2 hands clasped together, and it was dated back to that time, the late 1600s. There were some pieces of 8 supposedly found. Captain Kidd, we know, lived in New York. We know he sailed through Long Island Sound. We know he was captured in Boston by Lord Belmont in 1699. It's only history that tells us that he sailed through these waters and about Gardiner's Island and buried a treasure and was turned in by Gardiner. So yeah, I think he came into the Thimbles.
Now, in what they call Kidd's Cove, that hidden harbor that's out there between the 2 islands, what do they call it? Is that Money Island? I don't know what island.
That is High Island.
High Island, okay, because they used to drink a lot of rum out there. That's how it got its name. No, it's because it's the elevation. But inscribed and carved in, are there some initials in one of the rocks out there?
Yeah, supposedly Kidd carved his name and his wife's name.
Yeah, you sure like some kids didn't do that last Halloween?
So yeah, they could have. They could have, but it's good for us. But the High Island people take it very seriously. They started the Buccaneers Club in 1904. They fly their own Jolly Roger, which many of the pirates had their own flags, per se the Jolly Roger Skull and Crossbones. And at one time, every home on the island was painted black. They took it pretty seriously. So black was the pirates' favorite color. So it just it makes for a good trip, especially for kids who enjoy pirates. And
well, it's easier to hide when you're all
black,
especially when you're robbing someone's boat or something like that. Our phone lines are open at 483-8507, and my special guest is Captain Mike Infantino. I think we're going to go to a call. Yes, we are. They have to screen it. Who is it? Who's calling?
Maggie.
Maggie, wake up, Maggie. You're on the air.
Hi there.
Hi.
I was curious as to what happens out on the islands during the winter time, if indeed any of the people do live there year-round. Are you ferrying people back and forth? What's happening there on the populated islands in the off-season?
What are you going to do, rob the houses out there?
I was thinking about it.
Yeah, you're okay.
I'm trying to get a little advanced info.
Mike, can you tell us a little about that?
Yeah, actually, we run a year-round ferry service for construction workers. None of the residents, maybe a few, will come out during the winter to check their homes, but no one's living out there during the winter months. So it's basically ferry service for construction people.
So it's pretty much maintenance that goes on during that, but there's nobody that stays out there year-round, huh?
No, not year-round. And, you know, we have somewhat of an inside security with the boats that do go out there. I mean, people think that they're not protected, but, you know, when we go out or other construction people go out, there's always a check going on, but there's no one usually out there in the islands.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's a rough job in the winter working out on those islands, especially with some of the storms we've had.
Last year wasn't too bad. We
Your
went.
telephone is temporarily out of order.
Uh-oh.
There may be a receiver off the hook.
Uh-oh. I think we forgot to pay our bill. We've been having all kinds of problems. Must be those.
Well, I hope we answered her question before it got disconnected, but
she must be watching something.
The ice last year was minimal. We were going through about 2 or 3 inches of ice. We have an aluminum boat, and we do break the ice and keep a channel open. Mm-hmm. The winter before, we had, and we've got great pictures of it, and a video too, of almost 17 inches of ice at the town dock.
Wow.
Caked up. And we tried to keep a channel open for as long as we could, and then we finally had to have the boat pulled out. And one of the construction companies came and used one of their big machines and pulled us out right there.
Wow.
Because we couldn't get out to get to a boatyard.
We're going to go to some video that you shot, and this is a videotape that you actually sell on the boat, and you can also get it at your local library if you want to purchase it or borrow it, and it's very educational, and it kind of gives you a little bit of the flavor of being out there, but it's nothing like hearing your voice and smelling that salt air. Well, here it is here, Mike. Can you describe the action here?
Yeah, this is should be the beginning of our tour. This is Wheeler's Island, which was purchased by the Wheeler family in 1885. It has now changed hands since 1999, and our DVD will take you on a tour as if you were on the boat. So we're shooting off the boat almost at all times, and showing the shorefront. This is the inside of a cove area where you cannot see any of these homes except from the water. And again, this is the beginning of our tour.
Mm-hmm. Okay, here's another shot of the land, I guess, the mainland.
Yes. Yeah, that's the Stony Creek shorefront. And this would be the east, looking east. And
now, the character of the islands have changed quite a bit over the years, but particularly the 38 hurricane just kind of knocked a lot of those boxes right off the rocks.
Yeah, I think the 38 hurricane was responsible for changing the entire New England shoreline. I mean, from the trolley cars that used to run along our shoreline to some of the homes. Mm-hmm. But you will see, even in this DVD or when you come out for the ride, that there are some pretty large homes built again on the shoreline. Mm-hmm. And hopefully we won't get a storm as massive in size as that one.
Now, Mike, I know you're not a real estate agent, but can you tell me how much have some of the houses been selling for out there?
Well, some of the homes or islands have been $3 million, $2 million. Some have been much higher.
Was there one sold recently for $26 million?
About 5 years ago or so.
About 5 years ago, so it's probably worth about $50 million now. What are some of the amenities on that particular house?
Well, something we all look for is water and electricity.
Yes.
There's only 9 islands that have water and electricity, and one of the larger islands that you were talking about has water and electricity. It also has great backup systems and generators and a freshwater well.
But it's got like the beautiful gardens, racquetball courts, swimming pool.
Beautiful gardens, everything. Everything you could use. Docking areas and bathhouses and everything else.
Mm-hmm. Was that an old hotel at one time?
The Rogers Island?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, it's named after Roger Buckridge, our cameraman here.
Yeah.
Rogers Island.
Rogers Island was never a hotel. There were quarrying operations done on that island. John J. Phelps started the mansion in 1902, It's a 27-room mansion. The original house that he lived in while that was being built was what was called the caretaker's house on the opposite end of the island. It's a beautiful island. And that's at the end of this this DVD.
And that's your boat right there?
That's the Sea Mist right there.
Okay. And what do we come up on right here?
That's cut in two island. And that's what we would call the backside of the island, actually facing south.
Is some famous
and that was,
person lived there at one time, or visited there?
There was a family there that had a midget daughter named Emily.
Okay.
And Tom Thumb,
of P.T. Barnum fame, the world's smallest man,
used to date little Miss Emily.
Wow.
We describe it a little differently on the tour, saying that the house was once owned by somebody affiliated with the Barnum folks, and that Tom Thumb lived there. Actually, he dated people. He dated Miss Emily there.
Yeah, but then he cheated on her, didn't he? And that was the end of it.
I didn't realize
Well, I heard that too. I don't know. It could be true. But then I also heard there's circus posters inside as wallpaper, and those are quite valuable too.
Yes. Yes.
Probably more valuable than the house itself.
I don't know if they're still there, because that changed hands also. And there were some very old circus posters decorating the kitchen walls.
Okay, now this is like a little boathouse we just passed here?
Yeah, that was the boathouse on Davis Island, also known as Elton's. And there's a little green shed right behind those trees, which is the generating shed. That is a very large island and very luxurious.
Okay, there's the generator right there.
That's a generating shed.
Yeah, they're changing that island quite a bit. There's some construction going on out there where they used to be able to take the boat and go right underneath. Tell me about these kayakers that are just like landing on the islands like it's Gilligan's Island. Can you tell me about those guys out there?
Well, I think that came as it was very new to everybody. The kayakers coming in, it was new to the kayakers, and I think everybody's starting to learn that they can only go up to the tidal mark. They can't go on the island itself.
I guess it's the equivalent.
A lot of people didn't realize that.
It's the equivalent of somebody going out on your bicycle and riding up on somebody's front lawn and deciding to have a picnic.
Right.
It's the same kind of thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it isn't Gilligan's Island. You can't just go on the island and have your own party. And I think people are getting to the point of respecting that. We've seen a lot less trespassers over the past couple of years.
Yeah, because you guys shoot them, don't you?
Well, we try not to.
Phone lines are open at 483-8507. And my special guest is Captain Michael Infantino, and he also has a website, which is thimbleislandcruise.com. And what, now you keep track of the tides? You've got some kind of special program there?
Well, what we do is we have all our schedules. We have all our schedules on the website. If we're running, when we're running, the groups that we have. Because we don't want the public coming down and finding that we're not running because we have a private charter. So we try and publicize that on our website. There is also new this year is the ferry boat website, which anybody can go to and find out what time the ferry schedule is if you're visiting somebody, or if you're going to Outer Island, which is open to the public.
It is open to the public from time to time.
Right, from time to time.
That's owned by?
That is through the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service.
Oh, okay.
It's under the Stuart B. McKinney National Wildlife Refuge. And the state universities get to use that for ecology classrooms.
What would we find on these islands besides poison ivy?
Well, I think a person who's never been out on an island finds it a little adventurous to get on there, and they don't allow swimming. If you do go to Outer Island, and a lot of people think you can just go out there and swim, but you can't. And they show you the program that they're running. They have brochures on what they're doing. They show you how the solar works on the house. They set up a solar room, and anything that they do with the wildlife, from birds to fish. They have a whole study going, and they'll show you what's going on.
Now, speaking of birds to fish, what's the most unusual species you found in the water in Stony Creek, in the Thimble Islands?
In Stony Creek, unusual?
Yeah.
I don't know. The last thing we found, I don't know if it's unusual, because as a kid we used to see dolphins when I was like 9 or 10 years old.
Really?
And we just found, unfortunately, a dead bottlenose dolphin, and we called all the state agencies that we could, but seeing as how it was already washed up on the island, they They just didn't
They
have
couldn't do
an
any
interest. It wasn't as if
toxicology
we were
or
gonna try
anything
and
like
save
that
it.
to determine what the
Yeah.
cause was.
Yeah.
Well, that's unfortunate. Wow, I
And that
think
was
that somebody like
unfortunate.
Mystic would jump all over that to say, hey,
So
there's
that
a
was
problem.
unusual to see one. I mean, I can remember them when I was 9, but all this time I hadn't seen them, and now all of a sudden, here's one up on, in fact, it was on Sumac Island in Gannett.
What about some of the characters that come on your boat? I know there's all kinds of celebrities. We don't want to talk about them. But what's the most unusual crew of people that you've had come on your boat?
Unusual, I don't call them unusual. We have a lot of special people come out from various groups and walks of life. I mean, we get people from the city and surrounding towns.
Different countries, I noticed that, because they weren't speaking English last time I was down at the dock. I said,
from the Spanish to the Chinese, from Japanese to...
And how do they find out about you?
We had on our website a few years ago a device that told you where they were calling in from, or hitting the hits that you get. I'm still a little illiterate on computers. So the hits were showing us that it was coming from all over the world.
Wow.
It was amazing to watch the
So they were
hits
Googling Thimble Islands or something like that? And
yeah, put in Thimble Islands and they'd come up with my site, my competitor's site, or something, but pertaining to the Thimble Islands, and we'd get all these hits, and it was amazing to see where the hits were coming from.
I noticed there was a movie director interested in doing a major film down in Stony Creek among the Thimble Islands.
Yeah, a few years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, a couple of years ago. Does that ever...
Never took place.
Nothing happened, huh?
No.
Wouldn't that be pretty disruptive to the village?
Probably so. I mean, the tourism right now is, in the amount that's coming in, is a little disruptive. We welcome it, of course. We're in the business. And,
where can people park?
We live there, and we think it's disruptive sometimes. But everybody puts up with it. You work with it. It's 4 months, sometimes 3 months, depending on the weather. Parking is a bear. I mean, you have to find out where you can park. We always tell people, don't park on anybody's driveway, don't park on their lawns, and don't park in front of the beach.
Right, and then take your kayak out and go exploring the islands.
Right.
Our phone lines are open at 483-8507. Might have time for maybe 1 or 2 more calls. And Mike had presented me, I mean, I got the official Thimble Island hat here. I don't know if that's part of yours, but you've got the...
We've got, yeah,
okay.
This is one of our official hats, besides the sea mist hat. This is the skull and crossbones hat.
Okay, this one has character. Go ahead and put it on.
And this is the one we wear most of the time. And this year, instead of the more dressier shirts that we used to wear, we went to the skull and crossbone shirts with the wheel on the pocket.
And then we got this.
Yeah.
The Jolly Roger.
Yeah.
Nice design. Who did that?
Actually, my sister did that design. And we have a black shirt with that design. These hats, and we sell eye patches and small pirate hats for the younger kids.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool. So you also have a band. We have to mention that.
Oh yeah.
So Mike, you got 2 fun jobs. You're out there in the sun, enjoying the public and everything else, and then at night and on the weekends, in the evening, of course.
Yeah.
If you're not doing...
I play music with a great bunch of guys.
Who are they? Go ahead and name them.
Well, there's Greg Baker, Denny Geisel, Billy Hull, and Ron, our drummer, myself, Rick Coombs. We did the Branford Festival one year.
Okay.
We did the Branford Road Race this past year.
Where were you set up for that?
A lot of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
So yeah, that must be fun. That you look forward to the Branford Festival every year because you got that big sound system you get to play through.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, hey, it's a real sound system.
No, we were very fortunate to be asked to play, and we enjoyed it. And if it happens again, that'll be fine.
What kind of stuff do you guys do?
Rock and roll. Just rock and roll stuff.
Like 70s, 80s classic kind of stuff,
well,
like WPLR.
60s, 70s, some 80s.
Stuff people can sing and dance. Yeah.
Yeah, we try to get them up dancing, and we just try to have a good time and hope everybody has a good time.
Did you ever have the band come on the boat and play?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes, we've actually put the band on the boat and have done a free-for-all in the main channel, sat there and had boats come around and just have a good time. And then I have a system on board that'll support the band equipment. We have entertainers come on our private charters. We have a jazz duo that comes on, and we just plug them into the electrical system. We have an inverter and off we
Your
go.
boat's also available for private charter, so it fits how many people?
Well, for private charter, we do 34 persons.
Okay.
Sometimes 38. For sightseeing, we can hold 49. But
So people can call you up and they can rent your boat, and you can have some beer and some wine and some music and cheese and crackers
Absolutely.
and pate.
On a private charter, you can bring your own beverage or have it catered. It can be non-alcoholic, it can be alcoholic, but only on the private. On the public tours, then we don't allow it.
Now, when you do the seal watches, do you provide the clubs and the harpoons, or do you have to bring your own?
My wife would kill me if I just went along with you on that. I don't think I'll trespass into that
I went
area.
there. I went there. I love animals. They're delicious. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
That's
what we do provide is hot drinks, hot coffee and tea. And
the seals enjoy that. They do.
And we go out and we look at the seals and have everybody keep very quiet.
Mike, I hope you're not on the couch tonight. It's my fault. We weren't supposed to go there.
I'm fine.
But
I'm fine.
We're going to be wrapping up. Any other thing else we'd like to know about the Thimble Islands or your particular business? Justin's getting ready.
My son Justin came in the business with me maybe 3 or 4 years ago now, and we're doing great. I know it's difficult. I worked with my dad. I had some difficulties with him, but we seem to get along, and we're doing a great thing being together on the water.
Okay, really quickly, about 30 seconds.
Sure.
When you bought the boat, what kind of a deal was it? Did like your uncle have his lawyers there and you had your lawyer? I mean, how'd that whole deal go down?
My uncle wrote up a contract that simply stated you have to pay so much a month, and if you default in any payments, the business reverts back to me.
So he's just going to come and take the boat?
My dad signed it, a notary signed it, a friend signed it, and I signed it.
And so you made every single payment?
And we made every single payment, and then took the weekend business, and I was working for the town actually for almost 10 years, and quit that job and went full-time with the boat. And
so it's a full-time business?
And now it's a full-time business.
Working real hard not to have a real job?
Yes.
Playing in the band?
Playing in the band and driving
captain.
a boat.
Ladies and gentlemen, my special guest has been Captain Michael Infantino. If you want to go down to the dock, they run about every 45 minutes or so they run, and then there's...
Yeah, well, this time of the year, October, we're running Saturday and Sundays 12 and 2. It's still good to call in case we have private groups.
Mike, I want to thank you very much for coming up, and we'll see you on the water.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thanks.
The preceding public access program was made possible with support from RonGlickProductions.com, videography and editing.
American Productions Disc Jockey Service. DJs for weddings and all occasions.
Deeks Solid Wood Furniture of Brantford. Finished, unfinished antiques.